Hey, hello everybody. Um, Here, I just want to show you guys like how I did my picture of the skull. And the first thing I want to say is it's that English is not my first language, so sorry if there's things that you don't really understand. So I will try to do my best. I started to do a skull inside Zbrush, but I didn't know I was going to do a skull. It's because I did it because I was trying to do some art to trying to test again Zbrush, because it's been like 1 year I didn't touch the 3D. And anyways, it's a long story. I've been working for Ubisoft for 10 years, and then I just took some time off, and also to take care of my health and everything. So now I wanted to create something cool. And I didn't know it was going to be as cool, so I just started from a sphere, just a simple sphere inside ZBrush, and then I started sculpting, and then I did that. So, but first was not so cool. So I did one version first, and then I continue, and then the final result was that the image you saw. And then I was thinking, oh, I can show how I did, and everything, show my screen, and guys, it's the first time I do that. So now it's just like a personal project. And then okay, let's start. So okay, here you can see this is the mesh inside ZBrush with the chalk material. Now I just choose my shader that I did just from basic material, so we can see really good the modeling. And now I'm just loading my views, my camera view, my final view, so that I will render. And here you can see the low poly. Well, I started from Dynamesh, and then I did the Z remesher to have clean quads, so I can sculpt really good. And here you can see the settings of my material. Now it's going pretty quick on the video because I didn't want to make a big long video. So, but you can pause it and check all the settings. Here you can see the BPR settings and the passes. I pretty much kept everything almost basic. I changed some settings. Here you can see all the scene. It's just a basic square close to the skull. And you can see the metal bars, only cylinders. And then here you can see I put the texture on. You can see what it looks like. And now I just hit the BPR render to see the final look. It's not gonna take forever. Yeah, but now I see I forgot to put the material on the metal. So I'm gonna re-render again. So yeah, that's the final render. You can see my settings, but you can also put some BPR filters like noise, contrast, more light. You can play with those to have a better looking render. So, and yeah, and also with the adjustments, contrast, gamma, everything, you can play with that, so to have the look that you want. Okay, now inside Photoshop, first thing I did, what you see now, it's just the diffuse. I in ZBrush I put a flat material, and then I extract the diffuse. And then what you see now, it's the background. I really have a plane inside ZBrush behind the skull, and then I render it with BPR just to have a little noise in the wall. So I put it there. And this layer now is just a dirt map. I just choose any dirt map from Google, the which has the looks that you want, you know, like maybe some grunge, like metal, or like the look you want. I wanted some dirt, like dirty metal, something like that. Something like with the skull, like something that is like kind of terror or something. Now here what I'm doing is like changing the saturation, because it was too like orange, and then I put it like a little bit more yellow, kind of looks better for a skull. This is like now I'm showing 100% of the shading. This was my shading from my shader. I just used a basic material and then add a little bit like of gloss and everything, and I compose it at 65%. And this one is like another one. Like you can see, this is like a ZBrush material, just rendered with BPR. Uh, but it's nothing like it's just, I just use like standard BPR. I don't have crazy settings. The material is already like that, so I just use it to have like extra shading and details in soft light mode. This is like my Z depth. I just took it from ZBrush with passes, and then I put it on the image, because I find that when I put it, I compose it with the image, like the contouring. I don't know if I say it right, but the contouring of the skull, like, is better, the shading. So, and then I added like a cavity also. I did it with the shaders inside ZBrush, try to have just like the cracks and the cavities, and then I compose it with in multiply or soft light. I just try which one is better, and now you can see I did like a small AO, was really small, like not so strong, so I duplicated. Now this is like the metal bars. I just did a shader. Well, took a shader inside ZBrush, pretty basic, and then just added here in Photoshop. But yeah, this is like the reflection from my lighting inside ZBrush. My lighting is kind of basic too. It's like the default ZBrush lighting, and then I just move the light where I want, and then I compose it here. You can see I put it in screen, so I just get the reflection, and then I tone it down so it's not too much. This was okay. Yeah, the ZBrush shadow. Normally I have shadows like close to the teeth, like the other side. Now you can see, like, this was a V-Ray shadow, like, because I composed the two, like ZBrush shadow and V-Ray shadow, because I prefer like the V-Ray shadow like on the side of the head, and then close to the metal bar I choose to use ZBrush shadows, because I'm not a master of V-Ray, and then I'm not a master also of ZBrush for the lighting, and then I just choose what looks better for the final image. So I choose to composite both. Use the V-Ray shadow on the side, kind of give me more variation on the blacks, like the black color, and downstairs on the cranium was more kind of pure black. So I use both. Now this one was a spotlight. I use it inside the 3ds Max. It was a V-Ray spotlight. I used a photometric light, just trying, and then it gave me something like a really like hard light, and then I modeled like a cylinder and put it on top of this light to kind of create a spotlight, and then it gave me this round shape of spotlight. And then, because if I do it inside Photoshop only, I don't have the right perspective. So what I did is, like, I did a camera match I export my view from Zbrush as a JPEG, and then inside 3ds Max I did a camera match to match my view inside the Zbrush, and then I put my lighting, and then I render my paths. So this I will do another small video to show you guys at the end how I did my camera matching. This was a technique that a friend of mine showed me before, long time ago. His name is Frédéric Jovet, and really good artist too. Now what I'm doing is just like adding a curve to my image to kind of create some flash effect with my spotlight that I render, because just to like try to boost the intensity, because it was like pretty dark, and then like I didn't get the feeling I wanted only with the lights I create inside 3ds Max and inside ZBrush. So I just boosted my image to match the spotlight I did, and then I have like I play with the curve to get something I like, and after I just added like some grain, you know, some grain. I just added like a noise, but with the color. I think inside Photoshop you can add also like film grain, but I just added like a noise, and then this noise like was kind of strong, but I keep it like that for now, and then I continue adding more like shading to the metal bars like that hold the scroll, and you can see like some tweaking, some contrast, and then after I just blurred my image a little bit, so I don't get like all the like the points of the noise like was too sharp. So I just blurred the image. I know some people gonna say, "Oh, what? Are you crazy? Like you blurring everything?" But you know, my final goal was not to create like a huge image. So for me it was working, and then my final goal was to create kind of like a magazine cover. So yeah, for was working for that. So yeah, now I'm just kind of duplicating some layers to create stronger shadows, because the shadow was looking kind of faded a little bit on some parts, so I didn't like. Yeah, more shadows, and then you can see downstairs the shadow is not so dark close to the metal bars, and so I'm trying to add darker shadows just by duplicating, you know, my layer. I always use like same layers, but sometimes 2-3 times, sometimes in different mode, sometimes in overlay, multiply, or like soft light. Like you can see now I add like the zebra shadow. Now you can see that the shadows close to the metal bars are darker. They match the side shadows. So yeah, so now it's like to get a look of contrast with the spotlight, and you can see like now my shadows, like sometimes I just compose it and then I erase it from the side, because I didn't want like shadows from ZBrush to touch shadows from V-Ray, you know. So I erase some place and compose it, and then at the end I have another layer, so like to add more shading. So you can see like what I did now. Well, maybe you didn't saw because the subtlety is like really small, but I kind of, you know, like the shadows were like too dark now, and then I just tone it down a little bit to add less contrast, remove some contrast. And yeah, now what I did is like I add more shading. You know, I'm gonna show you guys what I use is like a material from Zbrush, like that. But if I tone it down to 14, like this was my magic number, and I added in overlay, I can add some cool more detail to my cranium, and also like to kind of have some detail pop from my sculpting, you know, like when you see like my image, like the JPEGs, like the views I did from my sculpting, you can see like the cranium is pretty detailed. So I'm trying like to kind of like trying to like show all those details, but not like everywhere, you know, just like some places, like a sharper area and then softer area. I added a photo filter, just changed the tint like to something more blue, something cooler, and then I added like a, you know, outside of the spotlight, I just did it more black so we can see better the contrast with the light. And the next layer you're gonna see like where it says like fake SSS, it's just like because I didn't like render any SSS, you know, like, but now you can see when I turn on and off, you can see like the hard shadows like they become like softer, and I just did it a little bit, and I did that with the lighting and shadows inside Photoshop. You're gonna see, I'm gonna show you now like how I did, and yeah, I did that because like I think was something that was missing, and I know it's still missing. Like I could have done more, you know, I could have like render like a SSS pass and then inside ZBrush or inside like V-Ray, and but I'm not like a master of V-Ray, so I never really did like renders. So okay, so this is like how I did my fake SSS kinda, just to smooth out some darker area. Look, I just put down the midtones. You see, like midtone contrast. I remove some midtone contrast, and then like I just put a mask and then paint to make visible where I want, you know. It's kind of cheating. It's a lot of cheating, but for my purpose, you know, like I just wanted to create like a magazine shot, you know, like I'm not gonna do like a 360 like a video of that. So, and I'm not also like painting everything like if it was like a 2D like painting only, you know. So it was like kind of, I think 95% or 90% passes with ZBrush and compositing, and maybe 5 to 10% like changing things inside Photoshop, like curves, like contrast, intensity, masking some area, like taking a layer and then removing some parts from the layer to kind of match what you want. And so now you see I added some contrast to the spotlight close to the shadow. This is what I did to kind of have a harsh look. I don't know how to say it, but to have more contrast. So I was happy with this image, and then I was like happy to like put some letters on top and start doing my you know, my magazine. I changed it like a canvas size and format just to match like a magazine size. So I did it like a real magazine. You're gonna see how I place all my letters, all the writings. Okay, now basically here I'm just writing text like I took some reference from real magazines, from Discovery magazine and others, just to kind of know how they put the title, how how they make their sentence and everything. But I invented everything here. I mean, the theme, about like something like from Roswell. Like I just wanted to make something cool, and then yeah, I took some reference, and then now I'm not gonna explain like everything how I did like the layer effects I put. Like some have like drop shadows, some have like strokes on them. So for now, maybe you can just watch everything like how I turn on each layer, and then you're gonna see the final result. And also, like my goal with that is like I would like to, like to really print this work, like a real magazine, and then like actually like I'm gonna put like inside all my work. I'm gonna print my work from Ubisoft. Like from Splinter Cell, from Assassin's Creed 3, from Watch Dogs 1, Watch Dogs 2, and some other personal work, and then I'm gonna like put them inside. So like a cool way to handle like this to your family, to my family members and my friends, just like kind of they can have something in their hands to see like my work and what I do. Some people like sometimes they don't have time to go on like on the computer. Let's say like my dad, my mom, they kind of old style. So with this, if I print it, like they can see like like the amazing work, and like just trying to share. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and of course in the near future I'm gonna try to do like other videos about the next work I do. So I hope you enjoy, and see you soon.